Topic 1.1.3 Exercise and fitness as part of your healthy active lifestyle. Health related exercise. In this topic we'll be looking at the following: the fitness components that make up health related exercise and their definitions, and the importance of each component both in sport and everyday life. Okay then, firstly, health related exercise is all the fitness components which we need to enjoy good health. They're used in sport, but are also needed in everyday tasks. Okay, so it's not just something that's isolated to top level athletes. It's something that everybody needs, whether they're taking part in sport or whether they just take a sedentary lifestyle, just going about their everyday business. Okay then, so health related exercise is made up of 5 different fitness components. The first is cardiovascular fitness. Then we have muscular strength, muscular endurance, body composition, and finally, flexibility. Let's start with cardiovascular fitness then. Okay, and the definition for this particular fitness component is the ability to exercise the entire body for long periods of time. Okay, so this is a definition that you do need to know for the exam. So when we talk about cardiovascular fitness, we're talking about how well the heart, lungs and blood vessels can supply oxygen to the muscles. So cardio is related to the heart, the blood and the blood vessels. Okay, and vascular talks about the lungs and how we breathe. So cardiovascular fitness allows us to keep up a high level of performance for the full duration of the activity. So we can make sure that blood supply that contains the oxygen is getting to the muscles, on a regular basis in order to allow us to keep working. A really good example of a sport that requires cardiovascular fitness is a marathon runner. Okay, so a marathon runner needs to be able to perform at a high level of performance for 2 hours at the very top level, and even longer for those people who aren't quite as strong. Next fitness component then is muscular strength, and the definition for muscular strength is the amount of force a muscle can exert against the resistance. Okay, and this basically allows us to lift heavy weights and exert great force. So our muscles are producing this force that allows us either to push against the resistance or lift the resistance. And a really good example from sport of when muscular strength is used is a scrum in rugby, where both teams are going to be pushing against each other. Next fitness component then is muscular endurance. Okay, and this is the ability to use the voluntary muscles many times without getting tired. So when we talk about voluntary muscles, they're referring to all the muscles that we commonly know, like biceps, triceps, quadriceps, hamstrings. So these are all the muscles that work under our control around the skeleton. So this is basically talking about allowing us to use muscles for the full duration of the activity without them getting fatigued. So this is muscles being used repeatedly without getting tired. And a really good example in sport of when muscular endurance is required is in swimming. So if you think about swimming, you're using your legs to kick repeatedly, and then using your arms again and again and again. And if you were to get tired really, really quickly, by doing that, then you're not going to be able to swim very far. Next fitness component then is flexibility, and this is defined as the range of movement possible at a joint. And basically, this allows us to improve our technique in performing different skills. So when we think about performing any particular skill, it relies on us being able to move our body. So if we're kind of restricted in our ability to move our body, to move our arms, to move our legs, our technique is going to suffer as a result. So if we've got a really good range of movement, so we've got a high level of flexibility, our technique is going to be much improved as a result. Okay, an example here we have from gymnastics, and the picture speaks for itself. Someone who's got a low level of flexibility would not be able to get us into that position. The final fitness component you need to know then is what we call body composition. Okay, and this is the percentage of body weight that is fat, muscle and bone. Okay, so when we talk about body composition, we're thinking about our body shape is and what our build is. Okay, so if we look at different people, everybody has got a different body composition. So everybody's got a different ratio of fat, muscle, and bone. So if we look at some sports performers, you have to look at this example of the boxer. He is someone who's going to have not much fat. He's going to have big bones because of his frame, but more importantly, he's going to have a high percentage of muscle. And if we come to compare that to someone like a sumo wrestler, they would have a lot more body fat, probably have a lot less muscle, and possibly have bigger bones like the boxer. Okay, but for every athlete that you would identify, they would all have a different body composition. So then, for health-related exercise, you need to remember the 5 fitness components, which are cardiovascular fitness, muscular strength, muscular endurance, body composition, and flexibility. Okay, and we can use time to try and help us remember these. And the one I've come up with is, can monkeys make bananas fly? Okay, not very exciting, not very funny, but something really cheesy that I will remember these fitness components by. So that's, can monkeys make bananas fly? Feel free to come up with your own little rhyme that will help you to remember these fitness components. Okay then, it's important to remember that these fitness components aren't just for sport, they're needed in everyday life as well. So I touched on at the beginning of the video, and if you think about activities that you get up to in your everyday life, something simple like carrying the shopping bag from the supermarket. If you didn't have muscular strength, you would not be able to lift those bags. Okay, so anything that had any tins and any bottles, you would struggle to lift. I've got a picture there of a man running through a bus. And what fitness component is need for that? Cardiovascular endurance. Okay, so when we're talking about these fitness components, we're not just relating them to sporting performance and top level athletes. These are all fitness components that everybody needs to go about their daily life and to survive. Okay, another one, think about flexibility. Would you be able to move now if you weren't flexible? No. Okay, so again, an example of another fitness component that is needed in your everyday life. Okay then, what now? I want you to rewatch this video as many times as you need to, so that you fully understand this topic. Okay, so you can identify all 5 fitness components, but more importantly, you know what the definition for each component and how they can be applied in sport. Then I want you to fill in all the boxes in your flip learning mat. Use the other side of the sheet if you need to make more detailed notes. Because remember, next week you will apply this knowledge in